there, my name is Veronica. As a lot of you might already know, I'm a big animal lover. I love them, I love cats, I love dogs. I think that animals are incredible. I think that they give us a tremendous sense of peace and love and kindness and just unconditional love that just is incredible. And well, recently I helped my very good friend adopt a kitten for his son's 12th birthday. This is a picture of both of them on his birthday, and I think they look absolutely adorable together. They named the kitten Ember. She's a beautiful little tortoise shell, and they just couldn't be any more cute together. So a few days after his birthday, Ember started to develop a little bit of a sneeze. Now, I didn't really think anything of it, as a lot of times animals will be getting used to their new home and will develop little sneezes. It's really no big deal. So she was brought to the vet and they put her on antibiotics and expected her to get better in the next few days. However, after a few days, she actually stopped eating and stopped grooming herself. So something was clearly wrong. The antibiotics just were not working. So again, she was brought back to the vet, and this time they did an x-ray. They thought, well, maybe she has a pneumonia. So they did an x-ray. The x-rays came back clear. So they figured, well, maybe we'll just try a different kind of antibiotic. Maybe that'll work. By this time, she actually had a fever as well, so they gave her medication for that. They sent her home on some sort of anti-nausea medication to try to get her to start eating again. Thought, well, maybe in a few days she'll perk up. So a few more days passed, and she did not perk up. So we knew something was clearly wrong at this time. She just continued to get worse. She started to really look dehydrated at this point. Something is not okay. So she was brought to the emergency vet this time because it was after hours. They admitted her. They thought she looked really, really poor. They admitted her right away, put her on IV fluids, and they ran blood work. So the blood work showed that she unfortunately had a virus, which I had never heard of before. It's completely unfamiliar. It's called Panleuk or Parvo. I guess something that affects kittens, shelter kitties. It's sort of a virus that attacks their immune system. It's something that I had never dealt with before. I mean, I've had cats all my life, and I've always treated elderly cats. Don't have a lot of experience with kitten diseases, so I really didn't know much about this, so it was completely new to me. But after doing research on the internet, it's actually a completely scary thing. But the interesting thing is, a lot of kitties do in fact recover from this Parvo or Panleuk. And so I was trying to look to the success stories, the ones that made it through, trying to get some hope and get some positivity going that Ember could in fact pull through and make it through this. We were told by the emergency vet that she kind of just needed supportive care at this point. They had no idea what was going to happen, what the final outcome was going to be, but really we just had to sort of wait things out and just allow her body to sort of recover with these IV fluids. They were giving her even stronger antibiotics at this time because her immune system was like completely wiped out. It's really scary. And just sort of give her the chance to heal. And the first day went by, no improvement. She wasn't really eating, just sort of the second day went by, same kind of thing, no improvement. But I remembered sort of from the stories that I had read, especially this one story, and I'll post the link below because I think it's really interesting. This kitten named Buddy, who actually, I think it took him like 5 or 6 days before he started showing improvement, but he actually recovered from this Panleuk Parvo virus. And so I kept thinking to myself, well, if Buddy can make it through, maybe Ember can make it through too. And by the third day, again, really no difference. She's not really eating, just supportive care. The hours felt like days, they felt like months, because it's like, well, this little kitty she's not getting any better. And she wasn't getting any worse though, but she wasn't getting any better. So we just sort of had to be strong for Ember. By the 4th day, she actually started showing some improvement. She started eating, and her immune system started responding. They were doing follow-up blood work every single day, and by the 4th day, there actually was some improvement. But on the 4th day, actually by this time, because her body had been through so much, she ended up needing a blood transfusion. That emergency vet, or they're sort of like a 24-hour center, couldn't actually perform a blood transfusion, so she had to be transferred to another center, a specialty center that did perform blood transfusions. So we carted her out there that night. I love animals, and this is my very good friend, and I was there pretty much throughout the whole thing, offering support, offering advice, and offering whatever I could to try to help the situation. And we transferred her there that evening, and she did receive the blood transfusion, and by the morning, there was a much bigger difference in her improvement. She was eating, she was grooming herself, and again, her blood work looked really good. It seemed like she had made it out of the woods. And that day, she was in fact released, and she did get to go home. This is a picture of her first night at home. You'll see her little sweet little arms. Both of them had the IV lines in them, so they were both bandaged up. But as you can see, she's eating like a hog and looking at like a happy little girl. And honestly, that moment was so happy, so much relief after days of not knowing what was going to happen, trying to stay as positive and as optimistic as possible. And the fact that she was home, released her, that was huge because they did not know what was going to happen. So since coming home, Ember has continued to get stronger and stronger. She runs through the house like a demon now. Her fur's starting to grow in from where they shaved her arms. Here's some more pictures of Ember in action. She's a perfect little beautiful kitten who is going to grow up to be the most beautiful adult cat. She has those pretty white whiskers. And I want to say that Ember made it because the vets honestly were so awesome. I mean, she received 24/7 care at this clinic. I mean, these vets were helping her 24/7. They were amazing. They were incredible. She made it because she was able to get this care. She was fortunate to make it through this. And she's a survivor of this virus. It's a success story and a testimonial to anyone else that is going through this very thing. You have a kitten who has this PanleukParvo virus. I hope that this video offers support and offers hope that your little kitty can make it through this, because Ember did in fact make it through. Now, after all of this, doing great. There are, though, a ton of vet bills. So we set up a GoFundMe page because the vet bills are quite astronomical, into the thousands. I mean, she at first was seen by the local vet, and then the emergency vet, and then the vet that did the blood transfusion. We're literally at thousands of dollars. Now, my friend is not a rich man. He's a real hard worker, and I thought that I would try to use my platform on YouTube to try to help my very good friend recoup some of these costs. Because the story has a happy ending, but I mean, these costs are crazy. So that's why I'm sort of reaching out to you to see if you could donate just a little, as much as you're able to. Honestly, anything would help. It would go a long way. And if you do make a donation, I am willing to give you a complimentary copy of any one of my ebooks. I do have 5 ebooks available on PDF. So if you do make a donation on GoFundMe, just send me an email and say, "Hey Veronica, I made a donation for Ember. I'd like such and such ebook." I will list the different ebooks below. Feel free to pick any one you want, and I will gladly send it to you as just my way of saying thanks so much for helping sweet little Ember, for helping the situation. This is my friend's son's birthday present. A sweet little kitty who I want them to have many years together of happiness and joy. Animals make your life so wonderful and so complete and so full in a way that nothing else can. I mean, they're just unconditional love. So even if you aren't able to make a donation, if you could share this video and share the GoFundMe page, I'd be eternally grateful. And I thank you. And again, I hope this video offers support to anyone else who's dealing with this PanleukParvo virus. Ember made it through, so your kitty can make it through too. I will list Buddy's story below to again offer more hope. It gave me hope knowing that this kitty made it through, so possibly Ember could too, and she did. Everything has a happy ending. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.